Hi team, how are we doing? So, today's mobility, I'm going to freestyle it a little bit. I'm going to focus it around the lower back. We'll start with some static and maybe some dynamic. We'll then go onto our foam roller and then maybe a little bit of lacrosse ball at the end. So have all these pieces of kit at your disposal if you need them. Actually, if you do, you probably will need them. Yep, 22 minutes today, so we've increased the volume recently. Let's get it going. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's not waste any precious stretching time on me rambling on. So, into that starting favourite stretch of mine, that long lunge. Get yourself nice and low. Stretch it out there. So like I said, today we're going to be spending a little bit more time focusing on the lower back hip area. Definitely a tight point for me today. So I've decided to take on a accumulator challenge, which every day the distance increases, and I've decided to do it on the ski erg, and that's quite hamstring, glute, lower back dominant, as well as shoulders. It pretty much does everything, but these areas are the primary areas you're working, and yeah, I can definitely feel my hamstrings and lower back today. So I'm going to be a little bit selfish. I'm going to be focusing on that today, but you're going to get a lot out of it anyway. Doesn't matter. Right, we're going to swap it over into the other side. Big long lunge. Just enjoy the stretch. So hopefully you've come into this a little bit warm, so you know I've got my workout series which I'm doing, my bodyweight workout series which I'm doing with my weighted jacket. So it's best to have done something before doing this stretching, because if your muscles are cold, they are going to be less flexible. It's going to take a good 5, maybe up to 10 minutes of these kind of stretches to warm them up fully. So you are going to not waste that time, but you will get a lot more out of it if you are warm coming into it. So we are going to switch back to that first side and see if we can get a little bit further in, a little bit deeper. Oh, open that hip out and away, get the head and chest down. Deep breaths, deep breaths. So you're thinking about that knee going forwards and out, which opens the hip, and for this hip to sink down towards the floor, point the toe out behind, and then you're just using your body weight as an anchor to slowly lower yourselves in, and then focusing on your breathing. Deep breath out. Every time you breathe out, you are looking to get deeper into that stretch, because when you breathe out, your muscles will naturally relax. There we go, we're going to switch sides again. So we've got a 10-second transition window, so you don't have to do this quickly. So for example, our minute has started now. So just thinking, knee out, knee forwards, hip down, chest down, breathe. So we're almost into our transition window. So we're going to change back. You are going to lose my face for a second. Sure, there's no harm there. But we're going to swap sides and we're going to come into an upright position. So as you now can see, I'm still trying to maintain that knee over the heel, but now I'm upright. I'm trying to tuck the hip under. I've changed the focus slightly. So now instead of it mainly being about this hip forwards, it's this hip that's trailing, which we're going to be stretching out, running down the quad. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So I think this is mobility session 15 I think. So this is your first, second or third of doing it. Go back and do some of the others. Don't miss out. Like, the more consistent you are with it, the more you'll be able to build that into your daily habit and routine, and the more it will become routine and just a bit more effortlessness to it. 10 seconds. So we don't want it to be a chore, we want it to be something you really want to do. Switch sides. Because as soon as something becomes a chore, it's like taking that bin out. You don't want to do it. You put it off until it's pouring down with rain and you're trying to get in your car and you're going, oh, I need to put the bin out now because they're going to come and collect it any second now. I wish I did it yesterday when it wasn't raining. So guys, don't give yourself stuff to do in the future if you can do it now. You know, it's all about finding that motivation as well. The motivation for me is it just makes everything feel a little bit nicer when I'm a bit more flexible. I feel less clumpy, less stiff, less tight, less pain in my joints. Right, swap sides. Put it through, and if you can, take that heel up. If you can't bring that foot up, that's okay, don't worry about it. Just keep it down. But you are looking to try and get that intense stretch in the hip. And also, the longer you spend in this position, the more likely your body's going to get used to this position, and that stretch feeling is going to wear off. And that's your responsibility now to fine tune it, go deeper into that stretch and locate it again. And it's just a constant cycle of doing that. And also keeping your balance. Whee! Almost fell over. Oh, fall over again. Right, so we've got that 10-second window we're going to transition out of. I like to use that 10 seconds just to take it slow. There's no rush. Here we go. This is the side which I find difficult. Because I'm a little tighter. It's almost just getting that heel off the floor. Because I'm a little tighter in my hip here, I have to use my muscles in my hamstring a bit more to lift my heel. And that's why I can feel it start cramping. And if you've ever had a cramp before, which I'm sure you have, it's not a nice feeling. So, I think after this stretch, I think I can say that I'm ready to take it to that next level. I'm going to start really focusing on those hips and the lower back. Everything's just a bit warmer now. Prepared, potentiated, prepared for what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to lie myself on my back, I'm going to lose my cushion, I'm going to bring my knee up, nice and high, and then from there I'm just going to take it across the body. And what you're looking to do is keep your shoulders flat. I'd even have that hand down as a little anchor. And you're looking to keep that knee above your hip line. And then you're going to use your breathing, your body weight, and your shoulder to try and get that knee away from this shoulder here. This is my right knee, I'm trying to get away from my right shoulder. I'm keeping the foot high. I'm trying to get that hip round. So we are going to transition to the other side. Up it comes, over it goes. Anchor it down, keep the shoulders, keep the knee high. So I can really start feeling that pull in that glute area as well. It's another muscle this stretch works and stretches out. much to say. Oh, sorry. For our next one, we are going to go into our happy baby, or we are going to go into a regression of the happy baby, depending on how mobile you feel today. This is quite an intense one. I'm going to lose my shoes for this one. Don't have to, but what you're going to do is bring the knees up. You want to make sure that your feet are the same width distance apart as your knees. And then from there, if you can, we're taking the inside of your foot, not the outside, the inside of your foot, to then try and relax all the muscles in your hip and your back to try and get the knees down towards the floor. So we've got another 20 seconds in this position, and what we're then going to do is we're going to quite quickly, but not too quickly, get into our pigeon stretch, which is 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And it's our chest down towards the floor into our glute stretch. Right, here we go. 1 foot forward. 1 foot back. I'm actually going to use my cushion to go underneath, just to help me out a bit, just so I can keep my hips neutral. And there we go. Making sure I'm keeping my back straight, because if I bend my back, I will lose the stretch. And it's almost like everyone's going to be in slightly different positions, and depending on what your mobility is like and your flexibility. So it's not a case of like you've got to copy me, it's you've got to locate and find a way of optimising that stretch. So for some people, you'll be able to keep that back straight, you get that chest all the way down to the floor, but as soon as I get my chest down towards the floor, you can see my back starting to bend. So, and that's when I start losing that stretch. Right, we are going to switch sides. Oh, there we go. I almost fell over in that position. What's wrong with me today? So I'm using my cushion, try and keep my hips neutral. There I go. Breath in, deep breath out. Keeping those hips facing forwards, trying to get that leg as straight as you can, point the toe, and then take the chest down. As you can see, I've got my Furby socks on today, my lovely fluffy socks. It is quite cold in here. Well, it doesn't feel cold now because I've just done the workout, but I haven't done the workout in the cold. Right, we're going to go back into the happy baby position. So, swiftly, knees up, heels up, pull down. There we go. If you need to take a little bit longer to get in this position, don't worry. So the more times you do it, the quicker you'll be able to locate and get into a position. Here we go, 10 seconds. We are now going to go into a hamstring stretch, which means we're going to have to set ourselves up. We have to straighten our legs out, and then we're going to tip through. I think it's all about feeling it where we should be feeling it. I can feel the hamstring stretch by simply getting my back straight and pushing my chest through. If I get to a point where I lose that stretch, that's when I come back slightly and then go back in. Right, ready for that happy baby again? Alright, 10-second transition. You lie down, knees come up, feet come up, pull the knees down, feet wide. What a dignifying position. Very effective way. So our next stretch, we are going to set ourselves back up and we're going to go into, we'll probably go into our butterfly position next. So frog or butterfly, whatever you want to call it, where our heels and toes are together and our knees are out. And hopefully what you're finding is, every time we're doing a different stretch to our happy baby, when we go back into our happy baby, it should feel a little bit easier, or we should be able to find ourselves getting further into that stretch. So same with this one, so we're looking, keep the back as straight as we can, and you're using the muscles to pull the knees apart. And this is fantastic for almost like switching on your glutes as well, because that's what the muscles are. This is what the muscles that are pulling the knees apart are our glutes. And then we're going to go back into that happy baby. So straight away, actually no, well, over the last few stretches I now can feel my back is a lot flatter on the floor when I'm in this position. So something was tight and it's definitely got a bit looser. If you can't do this position, you're simply pulling those knees down like so. Trying to refrain from going on the outside of the foot, like so, inside. Keeping those knees out, feet over the knees. Right, we are going to stay on our back for the next one, and we're just going to go back into our lower back stretch. Taking one knee up, give it a pull, and then taking it over. Definitely feel a difference here. And as you breathe out, try and get deeper into that stretch. Alright. Slowly transitioning into the other side as we have worked the hips quite a lot here. Please be gentle. Don't take it too quick. The more you stretch something out, it's like you're in an unfamiliar position, your body's not used to it. You don't want bad things to happen. Guys, I think we've almost run out of time here. We haven't got the foam roller involved. Don't worry about it. We'll just keep it to static stretching today. If you do want to do a bit of foam rolling, I think I've got a few videos before this which do have the foam roller, or just use some of the stretches we've done before with it. Think of this as your main course. Go and have some dessert. Right, I'll tell you what, to finish we're going to go back into that long lunge position. Why not? We've got 2 minutes left. Let's just take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Nice big long lunge. Drive that knee out to the side. Try and get those elbows as low as you can. Really try and get into that stretch now. Last 20 seconds. Slowly out. Into the other side. This is it, your final minute. Ease in, drive the hip out, get your breathing under control. And for that final 30 seconds, like how much can you get into this stretch? Keeping that heel and big toe down. How close can you get the elbows down? What you can do is have something soft to put your elbows on. Give you a little bit of height. A booster seat. Last 10 seconds. Slowly ease yourself out. Oh, there we go, gang. That was another day, another mobility routine done and ticked off. Well done, congratulations. Keep it up, keep it going. You will see big change as long as you stay consistent, but you've got to be persistent with it, and you've got to be positive. There's those 3 things I love: consistency, persistency, positivity. Guys, thank you as always. I'll see you later.